Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of The Trevor Ohlsen Show. Episode number, I think, 32. I stopped checking. I click record, and then I remember, the intro I created has numbers in it. I should look. I didn't, though. But I do think it is episode number 32 on Wednesday, January 6, 2021. 2021. I am your host, Trevor Ohlsen. Happy New Year, folks. Are you excited to New Year, New You? Excited for all the weight you're gonna lose, all the fun things you're gonna start doing, all the ambitions that you've been wanting to do for the last 30, 40, 50 years, everything you've been wanting to do, you can finally do it because the calendar changed, and that makes total sense. So now finally, now that you're freed up from the burden of the past year, although last year was a little difficult, freed up from the burden of last year, now you can finally dive into reaching your goals and reaching your ambitions. You can finally lose that weight. You can finally go travel. You can finally skydive. You can finally go after your dreams, and you have energy and vitality and enthusiasm, and you're feeling younger and more vibrant, and you're ready to take on the world because December flipped to January. And again, that makes sense. So this flip from December to January, you're a new person. You're completely changed. You've reinvented yourself. My God, you've reinvented the wheel. You have a new paradigm that you are perceiving the world through. The lens has shifted. The momentum is moving, and all because the dates changed from December to January. It's a miracle. My God, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's a new year. It's a new you. My God, you're going to be sassy this year. You're going to be sexy this year. You're going to be fit this year. You're going to be a man this year. And you know why? Because it's not December anymore. All right? That's why. And that just seems to work for people. For about 2 to 3 weeks, and then you're gonna probably experience an immediate decline back into the former shell of who you once were, and then you go, oh yeah, there's a reason I haven't done any of this shit for the last 30, 40, 50 years. It's because I'm lazy. So Happy New Year. I'm excited for your 3 weeks of change. It's great to be here. Keep moving forward for those next 3 weeks, but then remember, just slowly recede back to the old you. It's much easier to stay that way. Don't change. Don't try to improve yourself. Just recede back into your former self. That's a really pessimistic... I'm fucking with you. That's a very pessimistic way of looking at the new year. But, the new year does bring, there is something to be said that, when you're placed in a new environment, when, a year does end and you're like, you know what, last year was horrendous, understandably so for a lot of people. You know what, this year's going to be different. And there is something to be said about that, and there's a reason people set New Year's resolutions. It does make sense, and I'm just fucking with you guys. But it's obviously the case that these New Year's resolutions people almost never see them through to the end. They almost all fall through. And why is that, folks? Is it because we're lazy? Are we useless? Yes and yes. Partially, yes and yes. However, we can stay on track a little better than we think, a little bit better than we realize. But I'm just fucking with you. It's obvious that we all get stuck in our ways, and it's difficult to hop out of these decades of grooves that we have ingrained in our psyche. It's difficult to abandon them and form new grooves. It's possible, but it is difficult, and it is understandable. So, but I am so excited for you for these next 3 weeks. My God, you're gonna feel so good. You're gonna lose like 8 pounds. You're gonna be like, fuck yeah. All right, I'll show you, Trevor. You think you're all knowledgeable with your December, January joke. And you're gonna show me, and I hope you do show me. I hope you get after it. And you know what? I hope you stay after it, because that's what's gonna matter, folks. It's not about the first 3 weeks or the first 3 months, or even the first 3 years. It's about staying after it, Can you do it throughout the rest of your life? Can you maintain it as a lifestyle? It's not a temporary fix. It's not this short-lived event that's going to change your life. It's going to, it's going to change your life when you change your life. And changing your life involves your lifetime. And so you have to, whatever it is you're trying to do, if you're trying to improve your financial goals, your spiritual goals, your relationship goals, your business goals, your health goals, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you got to do a little bit of it every day. All right? That's the secret, folks. It's the law of attraction. Listen, I appreciate the idea of the law of attraction, okay? I'm going to be sweating profusely. I can already feel it. The heat's on. We're in the wintertime here in the UP. The heat's on, and I'm fired up and I'm sweating. Here's what I think of the law of attraction. I think that, it's the idea of like attracts like. I've read The Secret. I've read the book. I've read a few of her books. Rhonda Byron, I think that's her name, if I'm recalling it correctly. A lot of you have probably heard of this magical idea of if you believe it, it'll just come true. And there's a little tiny bit of that. There's a little truth to that. But it's obvious that is an easy sell, and people are going to eat that shit up because they go, oh, I just have to believe in myself, and then I'll lose 30 pounds. It's like, okay. I mean, no. What you do need, here's what I think. They leave out a significant part of the equation in the law of attraction. Like their idea is, it's like believe in yourself equals achieving whatever it is you're trying to believe in, all right? But what really is the actual equation, it's believe in yourself plus work your fucking ass off for probably years and years and years, and then that equals achieving those goals. And then once you achieve your goals, you're like, what next? What now? And that's why some people have a difficult time attaining success. I've even felt this way too. It's like, what am I going to do once I accomplish these certain goals that I want to do? And so sometimes you can self-sabotage, and it's important not to self-sabotage. What's important and what truly brings happiness is moving towards goals. I had a gentleman ask me at my father's store. I was there a few weeks ago hanging out. An old friend of mine was there, and he said, Trevor, what's happiness? Very serious question. He was a very serious man. Trevor, what is happiness? And I said, it's moving towards goals. You said it's not necessarily, it's knowing that you're moving forward in the right direction towards an aim that you have. That is happiness, and that's what we know to be happiness. It's not, and you can look at the scientific literature, folks. I'm not making this shit up. I'm just parroting it. I'm just parroting it back to you. But it is true. It's not like achieving a goal is that in that moment, because I've achieved goals. I have plenty of goals I'd still love to achieve, obviously, and you should too. I'm 25. I'm a child. You should still have goals. Goals should be a lifelong, perpetual journey for all of us. And so, but when I'm sure you all know this, it's like when you achieve a goal, you go, great, and you feel really fantastic for a very brief period of time. And then after that, it's like, well, what now? And it's that lead up to that goal. It's like it's the prepping and the training for the race that you're gonna do. It's the countless hours of practice to perform the show. It's the hundreds and thousands of hours of put into a certain craft where you see yourself improving. You go, wow, if I can just apply this mentality to other aspects of my life, wow, maybe my whole life can start to improve and get better. It's the quote of once you understand the way broadly you see it in all things. It's something like that. And it's true. It's like when I was doing Taekwondo as a young man. We're off to a rip-roaring start, folks. I have energy today. When I was doing Taekwondo as a young man, it was teaching me, and I didn't really necessarily know this in the beginning, but it was teaching me self-discipline. It was teaching me to push forward and push myself. And it's like you can see when you put your effort in and your time in and your discipline in, and it's like, oh, I get better. I can do this. I couldn't do this 2 weeks ago, and now I can. And then before you know it, after like 6-7 years, you're like, wow, I'm a completely transformed person. I'm a trans person. I didn't tell you guys. You can become a completely transformed person. Here's little you, and then 6 years later, here's bigger you, and you're a completely new person with new perspectives and experiences and understandings. understanding. And so, but for me, once I realized that I just have to work hard at things, like I did in Taekwondo. And if you just apply that attitude to every part of your life, to your relationships, my God, you need some help with your mother? Your mother, she's driving you crazy. Well, you're probably driving her crazy too, Kevin. My God, you're a slob. You're lazy. You bitch about everything, Kevin. I mean, my God, maybe your relationship with your father isn't great. Well, Jennifer, work on it, okay? He was working. He was trying to provide for you. As a father figure, I am sweating. And now, he wasn't around for your childhood. Okay, well, now it's time to make up for that lost time and get to know each other. All right, you gotta just a little bit of daily effort every day. Nothing magnificent, nothing extravagant, nothing mind-blowing, just small incremental steps every single day. Just little steps every day. How do you climb a mountain, folks? One step at a time. How do you build a brick wall? One brick at a time. How do you make an album? One song at a time, and then break it down even further. Not only one song at a time, but then it's like, once the song comes, there's 1,000 things going on. It's like, okay, I'm just going to focus on the guitar first. And then, you know what, I'll focus on the drums. And then I'll focus on the bass, and then the vocals, and then the strings, and then the piano, and then this, and then that, and then that, and this, and that, and that. And then after enough time passes, all of a sudden you've got a song. And then not only do you have a song, but if you keep doing it, all of a sudden you have an album. You have a brick wall. You've climbed the mountain. You've run the race. You've accomplished shit, folks. And that's what January's all about. That's what the New Year's about, folks. New year, new me. New year. I got asked by my neighbor. She said, what's your New Year's resolutions? And I was like, I never have any New Year's resolutions. And I say this as an imperfect being, and by no means do I have everything figured out. I've got a fucking lot to learn, and I'm striving to do exactly that. But, it's like I've always just fortunately been taught from a young age to, you just have to work, perpetually work at things. It's like my neighbor, she's so sweet. She was like, yeah, I set a New Year's resolution, no chocolate. And then she's like, I already broke it. Ha ha ha. And it's like, okay, well, clearly she's being a bit, facetious and flippant about it. But if you actually are trying to set goals, folks, maybe this episode's all about setting goals. If you want to actually set goals, first off, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks here, folks. You want to set some goals, do you? First off, good for you, folks. That's a good thing. First off, that's the first step. You realize your life is a fucking disaster. That's good. A lot of people have willful blindness, and they just let the chaos ensue. And so you want to change. You want better for yourself, as you should. Not in a narcissistic, egotistical manner, but in a self-care, self-love, better for you, better for everyone sort of manner. And so what can you do? Well, first off, you got to define what you want, folks. What do you want? Do you want what kind of goals are you setting? You trying to get some pussy? Huh? Ladies, little dick? I don't know. No. Real goals, folks. Trevor, you pervert. You pervert, Trevor. So, you got to write down your goals. You got to figure out. First off, have an aim. Have a direction you're moving towards, right? And then you got to write it down. I know that sounds horrible and annoying, because it is. And it's boring, and you're like, this isn't gonna help or work, and it probably won't, because how useful are you, and how useful am I? And but on the off chance that you are serious about obtaining some sort of goal, writing it down and having a clear understanding of a direction that you want to move towards, and then breaking this goal. And by the way, the higher the goal, the more positive emotion you're going to be feeling. Because it's going to be challenging you, it's going to be forcing you out of your comfort zone, and it's going to force you to grow. In order to obtain more, I heard a great line today from a book I'm listening to called The Compound Effect. If you're interested in checking her out, it's a quick one. It's like 4 or 5 hours. I'm listening to it on Audible. The Compound Effect. I can't remember the author's name at the moment. But he said, in order to achieve more and obtain more, you must become more. You can't just... it's this, it's that classic idea of insanity. You can't repeatedly do the same thing and expect different results. You in order to become more than you are, in order to achieve something that's out of your reach, you're going to have to probably change as a person. And that takes time. Like, remember, folks, things take time. I'm here to be your encourager. All right? I know I said you're going to fail 3 weeks in. That wasn't nice of me. This show's unscripted, though. All right? And get over it. So, I want to see you achieve your relationship, your family goals, your health goals, your business goals. I want to see all of you shine your light. I do. I truly do. I truly do. And so, I truly do. I just hit yourself. That means I just hit myself, and that really means I believe in it. You just got to keep showing up, guys. You got to just keep showing up. It's super easy to just throw the towel in right away, especially in the time we're living in now, where everything is immediate gratification and, likes and shares and titty pictures. I don't know what you're doing online, folks, but what I'm saying is you got to keep showing up. Obviously, we all want things to happen quickly. We all want everything to happen right away. It's obvious. Who wouldn't want that? All right? Everybody wants that. But that's not how life works, son. Let me tell you something about life, son. Things take time. All right? When I was a boy in the cotton fields of North Carolina. There are cotton fields in North Carolina. When I was a boy in the cotton fields in North Carolina, I worked from sun up to sundown for 44 years. And I finally made enough money to buy my own farm. Well, that sounds miserable, sir. I'm going to just post videos on TikTok. I was going to say Tinder. I just want to post videos on Tinder and just want people to like me. Maybe I can fuck them? Huh? What would you say about getting laid, sir? It's not worth it, son. Women are nothing but trouble. Are you sure? Nothing but trouble, son. Stay away from them. Isolate yourself from them. I need to look up how to do impressions. Speaking of impressions, I watched Seth MacFarlane yesterday on YouTube. I've never looked him up. He's the creator of Family Guy. And he does all these voices. You guys know this, I'm sure most of you. But my God, if you haven't just looked up Seth MacFarlane impressions on YouTube, I highly recommend it because the guy's amazing, super talented, amazing singer, amazing writer, just such a creative person. Obviously incredibly successful and doing something right if Family Guy's been around for 22 years. Did they come around in 1999? Or no, is that SpongeBob? When did Family Guy get... Yeah, it started in 1999. It didn't get... Did Family Guy get canceled? I won't get into it. It looks like they got canceled in 2002, but they got right back at it, folks. Look at them. See? He persevered, folks. Seth MacFarlane persevered. He was 3 years into making this silly adult cartoon. He gets canceled, and you know what he does? He goes, fuck it. This is good. I know it's good. Let's just look for another program to hop on. And boom, before you know it, they're all over the place. And 22 years later, whatever it is, it's a happy ending. And it's still going. It's not even an ending. Oh my God. I just shouted for the last 19 minutes. I know, Trevor. It was fucking annoying. I had one person message me once about the show. And it was one where I was all fired up, and those are the fun ones. I had a bunch of people reach out and said they loved it. It was a great show. And I know I talked about this briefly one other time. But one person messaged me and they were like, I did not like this episode. I had to stop listening. My God, I couldn't get through it. And I was like, first off, do you think, fuck you? No, I mean, I shouldn't take criticism to heart, but I do. And criticism, it affects me. And so, but you got to try to mitigate that sort of thing. That's something I have to work on. There you go. There's a goal for 2021, Trevor. Don't let criticism eat you away. So there's something like that. And so this person was like, I really didn't like that one. It's like, do you think I just made it for you? Random human being? I didn't like that one. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me change it for you. I didn't like this one either. Stop listening. I don't know what to tell these people. I've actually, and this has been good for me. I've been continuing to do the podcast, which is great. My Instagram account is back. It's active again, thankfully. Excuse me, it got deactivated because they thought I was like a robot, something. And then it got deactivated again. And so now I changed my password. And hopefully that, I don't know, I heard that could possibly help. Hopefully that helps and it stops getting deactivated. But one thing that I've been doing is, I'm posting my shit, but then I'm not really, I'm engaging with people, but not like to an extreme. For a while, I was trying to like get to every comment and every person and everything all the time. And yes, I'm sweating. And it was just, first off, once I love all you guys, but much like myself, you guys are some fucking yappers. Okay, I don't have time to speak with you about your fucking Taco Bell run at 3 a.m. on a last Saturday night. Just listen, we're gonna go too far into details, and then you're gonna tell me about your mother and like your broken relationship with your siblings and your health. Like, listen, I appreciate your trust, and I've had a lot of people open up to me. And I think it's because I'm open with you guys. And so that's what one person pointed out to me anyway. They said, I feel comfortable opening up to you because you've opened up to me. So it's like this idea of reciprocity. And so, but I've pulled back a little bit as far as like, I realized I was like, I can't maintain all these conversations, all these different things going on. I was like, I'll just be on my phone or my laptop literally all day, just talking to people. And I was like, that's not productive. That's not helpful for like long term. It's not feasible. So I've pulled back a little bit with the engagement as far like slightly. I can't talk to anyone or talk to everyone. But as long as I still show up, I'm still doing the show. I'm doing the fucking music. I'm doing everything, whatever it is I'm doing, I'm still showing up and doing it and trying to give my best effort for you guys to enjoy the show. I just want to make sure you guys have fun and reach your goals and laugh along the way and shine your light and sound retarded. You're not supposed to say that word, Trevor. There we go. Anyhow, so what else is going on in this new year for you guys? You're 6 days in? I started a new job. You considering a new job? I'm considering a job slightly. I've mentioned I got offered an opportunity to do personal training. I don't want to talk about that though, because I already talked about that like last week. Something like that. I had another person message me, a good friend of mine. Actually, he messaged me, and he's gonna hear this, and he's gonna know he's gonna know I'm talking about him. So you know who you are. And last episode I did on Saturday on Patreon. I thought it was fucking terrible. I don't know. I was just like lethargic, and I just felt like I wasn't sharp, and I didn't have much to say. I listened back to it, and it was fine. And it's just like anything else. You're gonna have good shows, bad shows, whether it's a podcast or music or whatever it may be. The important thing is you show up. You have good workouts, bad workouts. Good creative days, bad creative days. You just show up. But I said right on the show, I was like, all right, folks, that's the worst show I've done so far. Thanks for listening. Have a good night. And he messaged me, and he's like, I did not like that one. Another one of these people. I did not like that one. It's like, that's not helpful. Like, there's no end. There's no continual conversation when that comes up. And hey, and my friend, don't worry about it. I'm not throwing you under the bus. All right, I'm bringing it up in conversation. I got an hour to fill. All right, I got an hour show to fill. I've been locked in my room for the last 13 months because of COVID. No. It shut down in March. So January, February, March. Yeah, like 10 months. But yeah, when criticism, like when there's nothing left, there's no open dialogue ready after the criticism. it's like pointless. Like I came out and said, I was like, listen, this show sucked. Sorry. Hope you had stop. I tried my best though. Hope you still had some fun. And then he messaged me. He's like, oh, no, I did not like that one. And I was like, neither did I. Why are you telling me this? It's not going to make me feel better. It's not going to make me, first off, it's not going to make me want to work. I mean, it's not going to, you listen, I was going to say it doesn't want to make me work harder. Because what we need, folks, and what I need, what you need, in this new year, new you, is, what you need is encouragement. What I need is encouragement. We need encouragement. We need enthusiasm. We need people just little bits of encouragement. Like, hey, enjoyed the show. I thought that one was good. Oh my God, I really enjoy your videos. Like things like that. Those are little green lights. Those are little green lights that kind of like push you forward, right? So before if you wanna create some resentment and some lifelong resentment, just dive into a sharp criticism of someone's work, of someone's life, of someone's being. Just do that, and you'll be sure to they'll probably harbor some resentment towards you. It's just something that we need to learn to communicate, you know? I highly recommend How to Win Friends and Influence People, that book. If you haven't read it, truly, I'm dead serious. If you have not read How to Win Friends and Influence People, you're not operating at an optimal level of communication with people. Like, I'm not saying that I do everything perfectly, because I for sure as hell don't. But, like, the main principles in this book, like, I can share a few with you now. It's don't criticize, condemn, or complain to people or about people. It's like, that's not going to be helpful at all. So don't criticize, condemn, complain. Give honest, sincere appreciation. Never argue with people, but you should still be able to have an open dialogue. It's like, but it's all about like praising people, genuinely praising people, encouraging people. For example, here's one for you. If you're a parent out there, if you're a parent listening to the Trevor Ohlsen show, so or an uncle or an aunt or anything, any human being. Here's one little change you can start implementing today, folks. A practical thing. If you're going to criticize someone, all right. So say you got a son, little Tommy, and he's being a little shit and he won't clean up his room, right? But he's great at baseball. Okay, it's a weird comparison, but okay, here you go. You go, Tommy, if you don't fucking clean up your room, my God, I will shove a baseball up your ass. That's what you say. No, you don't say that. Here's what you say, folks. You go, my God, Tommy, you're just, and be genuine about it. I'm going to sound like an asshole, but that's all right. My God, Tommy, you're just so talented at baseball, and you work so hard. Actually, let me show you how to do it wrong first. Let me show you how to do it wrong. Ready? Tommy, you're so great at baseball, and you've worked so hard at it, and we're so proud of you. But my God, man, your room is a fucking nightmare. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's how to do it wrong. Here's how you do it right. You go, you change one word, folks. One. You change the word but to and. Very simple. Let me show you what I mean. Tommy, my God, you're so talented at baseball. My God, you just work so hard. You're so disciplined at it. And I know that if you apply that same discipline to cleaning up your room will shine like you. It's something like that, you start off with a praise, like, Tommy, my God, you're really working hard, and you're disciplined and you're competent, and then you start with the praise, and then when you get to the criticism, you go, and you know what? I know if you just apply yourself the way you're applying, if you apply the same skills, the same sort of attitude that you have in baseball towards cleaning your room, like, I know your room is going to be spotless. And then he's going to be like, oh, you know what? They're right. If I work really hard at baseball and I got good at it, my name's Tommy. If I just clean my room, if I apply the same sort of attitude and enthusiasm and discipline to cleaning my room will be clean, and then I'll have a clean room and be good at baseball. And so then that way, oh my God, he doesn't think that the first initial praise was insincere. And yeah. All right, folks, we're at the halfway point. Needs water. Halfway point. Halfway point. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to reach out to the show, I'd love to hear from you. The Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. That's the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. Send me your questions, your comments, your concerns, your news to the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. I'll say it again. I'll say it again, folks. The Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. It's simple. You reach out. I don't read your message and life goes on. The Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. I'm just kidding. I'll read it. I'll read your message, folks. Yes, I'll read your message, folks. And if you've enjoyed any of the podcasts in the past, if you feel like I've given you some value, if I've inspired you or made you laugh, or if in any little way I've helped you in some sort of a manner, please be sure to go leave a 5-star review on whatever platform it is you're listening to, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube. Give it a thumbs up. Whatever it is you're doing, if you dig it, if anything, like I said, has helped you in the past, please be sure to give it a good rating. The rating's up to you. If you give me a 1-star, I will fucking hurt you. All right. Give me a 5-star review, baby, and we'll move forward from there. All right, if you're digging the show, you like the Wednesday episodes, folks, you like it, you like the energy, you like the fun, you like the silliness. You forget that you're living in a hellhole in Louisiana with drug-addicted uncle. If I'm taking you away from that misery, folks, you're gonna probably want to hop on board in Patreon. All right, it's self-evident, it's obvious to me, it's obvious to you, and it's something, my God, you should do it. All right, so head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. What's Patreon, Trevor? What is it? Patreon, it's an app, dummy. It's an application. You download it, and it's for creators such as myself. There's comedians, there's journalists, there's artists of all sorts on Patreon. And it's a way for creators to monetize and make some money from what they're doing. Because listen, folks, I'm happy to be doing all this shit for you. But my God, as an independent artist, trying to make money through fucking streams on Spotify, it's preposterous. I'll get 200,000 streams, I'll make $400. It's no money. All right. So as a means to help encourage me along and to sustain the show and the music and everything that it is that I do. But really, this is about you, folks. This isn't about me. It's about me. It's about you, folks. It's not about me. It's about you. Head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen, and you can gain access to Saturday bonus episodes every Saturday, folks. I'm talking 52 a year. Every Saturday. I think there's 52 a year. Every Saturday, folks, bonus episodes. Most of them are good. Some are shit. All right. Like I said, last week's was a horrendous nightmare, but I got through it. All right. Okay. So head over to patreon.com. I need to go to the chiropractor. Patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. What can I get when I try to sign up, Trevor? Let me tell you, folks. Today's episode is brought to you by Patreon.com. Well, first off, $5 a month. Let's get the price out of the way because I know you're wondering. Listen, $5 a month. That's no money. All right? A month. I'm not saying a week or a day. I'm saying $5 a month. You can't afford $5 a month. You got a problem. All right. So if you're interested, $5 a month, you gain access to all the Saturday bonus episodes. You gain access to daily inspirational messages. You can gain access to early releases of my music. Get it before it's publicly released to anybody else. You can get a handwritten letter from me when you sign up, an autographed picture when you sign up, folks. Not only that, but you can get t-shirts as well, and also monthly or bi-monthly opportunities to Skype with me, with Trevor Ohlsen. Skype with me for fun. It's a great time. It's one of my favorite things to do, to get to know you guys on a personal level. And it's from what it's all the patrons who have signed up. It's one of their favorite things as well, from what they tell me. So unless these people are fucking liars, it seems that they dig it. Okay. So, if you'd like to gain access to a little more fun, a little more energy, enthusiasm, excitement, a little motivation, a little stupid shit, head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. Do it now or die. Do it today or die from cancer. Do it now. It's not funny, Trevor. Listen, we all know someone who's died from cancer. I'm fucking with you. Okay, head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. Sign up today. It's plenty of fun, folks. I'll say it 11 more times. Patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. That's patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. That's patreon.com. No, I won't do it 11 times. Patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. Head over today, sign up, gain access to some extra fun. My God, you deserved it. Not really, but you could use a little extra fun, I think, and I think you think so too. So patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. That's enough. Enough of that. Oh, let's get comfortable, folks. What else to say? I'm starting to think maybe I should do half-hour shows. I feel like I'm pretty sharp for the first half hour, and then by the last hour, I'm like, oh, let's talk about the gym and the sauna and working out and things I always just fall back into to talk about when I need to fill time. Yeah, but maybe we'll see. If changes come, changes come. But I also really like, I listen to a lot of comedians, and I feel like half-hour shows are almost like too fast. But they're also really digestible, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I tried to do a new camera angle today, but it wasn't working because I have my background, and I didn't want you guys to see a bunch of shit. I wanted to have it at an angle, kind of thing, but on this side, and but it just wasn't working out. So yeah. Yeah, at this point, folks, I don't know what else to say. I shouted for the first 20 minutes. I've got a wicked case of, swamp ass. I'm sweating. Swamp ass. Is that what it's called? Right? Swamp ass. Swamp ass involves a sweaty wetness in the butt crack. Or general nether region that may soak through the underwear, even the pants. My God, well, yeah, I'm wearing black pants. I don't know if they're soaked through. I think they might. I might have soaked through in the first 20 minutes. I was pretty fired up, guys. Chafing and funky odors are also common symptoms. I like how that, and from dictionary.com, that seems pretty legitimate. That is hilarious. Then it just says, beware. I remember when I was going to college at McNally Smith College of Music, which went under due to poor financial handlings, from what I'm aware. When I was going there, the drummers would often talk about that. They'd be like, "Oh man, you just get wicked swamp ass, man. You play a gig, and you're playing 2-3 hour gig, and you're sitting down the whole time, and you're drumming and you're sweating profusely. It's like you're soaked from head to toe by the time you're done, man. Just being on stage, you sweat. I remember when I was doing shows in Florida. Well, it's fucking Florida, so it's hot as shit. I was doing shows down there. I thank God it was my manager's idea to get a fan, something I hadn't thought of, just something, yeah. And excuse me, and so I had a fan blasting me the whole time. It's like I don't know if I would have made it without the fan. I would have threw up on the ladies in the front row and lost consciousness and soiled myself. That's probably what would have happened immediately. What happens when you don't bring fans to the shows, Trevor? I soil myself. What's he saying? I think he's saying he soils himself. I soil myself. Yeah, folks. See, this is what we get to. I just start saying really stupid shit. But hey, no judgment on my part. My God, if you're judging me, I will find you and hit you with a pen. I will throw a pen at you. Don't make me. Throw a pen. I got a great pen here. What do we got, folks? Pilot G207. if you want a good pen. I remember I used to do this right here. For audio listeners, I'm doing audio only. I'm doing a fantastic little trick right now where I'm twirling a pen around my thumb. I remember I used to do this in high school. I was trying to figure it out, and trying to figure it out, and I would I wasn't good at it, and so it took me forever, and I'd be sitting there in a fucking geometry. Is that the word I'm looking for? Math, arithmetic, and I'd be like 1,000 times, and there was this girl in my class. Right to my right. I'd always drop it to my right. Super smart girl, like still really smart. I'm sure she's probably quite. Well, I don't know what she's doing. She might be a whore. I don't know. Maybe she's a whore doing crack now. You know, some people let it get away from them. I don't know. No, I don't think she is. I think she's fine. Don't worry, she's not a whore doing crack. I would drop the pencil by her 1,000 times in the hour. And I remember one day she just looked at me and she was like, "Can you stop that?" And I was like, "Oh, you fucking bitch." No, I didn't say that. I would never say that. Not in high school. And I didn't think she was a bitch at all anyway. I was like, she's got a valid point. I'm not paying attention and I'm annoying her. So I don't know. I was fine in school. A's, B's. I did my homework. I showed up on time most of the time. Except for band, ironically, and I'm in music. I don't know. I just knew I can get away with it. I guess, but no, I showed up on time most of the time. But man, high school, it gets almost weirder to look back on as you get older. As a 25-year-old now, looking back on it, I'm sure people much older than me listening probably feel what I'm about to say even more so. Maybe, I don't know. It's weird to look back on. I don't look back on it with oh my God, I wish I could go back to high school. Oh God. I just look back on it like, wow, what a crazy time. It's like I had no idea. It's a time of where you have no idea who the fuck you are, but you don't know that you don't know who the fuck you are. Does that make sense? It's just like you think you're on top of the world. It's like you're 18, you're a senior. Oh yeah, you're on top of the world. And then it's like, then you become, and there's a complete shift when you go to college and you're like, oh, I'm nobody. Who am I? Then you start doing drugs and people, lots of drugs and people. And then after 4 years of debauchery, you're like, you know what? You kind of come out of the fog and you're like, oh God, okay. Oh, this is who I am now. Oh, okay, I have a little bit of a better understanding. I'm a bit more self-conscious, I'm a bit more self-aware, a bit more cognizant of who I am as an individual. And then everything becomes your responsibility, and then you have a panic attack, and then you either dive into your responsibilities and start taking control of your life, and you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm fucking doing it. I'm an adult. Or you just recede backwards like all of you guys are going to do in 2 weeks from now when you stop pursuing your New Year's resolutions. That's not nice, Trevor. I'm fucking with you, all right? I hope you achieve your goals. I've told you this. But we all know the people in their 30s, 40s who, when you get in your 40s and your life is disastrous, that's not good. Listen, I'm gonna help you out right now. You didn't ask for my advice, but here I am, anxious to give it. All right? If you're 40 and your life's a disaster, it's probably almost all your fault. I know you don't want to hear that. I still have Swamp Ass pulled up on my computer. Hold on. I know you don't want to hear that. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Don't shoot the messenger. But you gotta own up to the fact that you are miserable, and it's probably your doing. All right? You gotta own up to it and start taking personal responsibility, hyper-personal responsibility for everything that happens in your life. All right? Take responsibility for the fucked up relationships you're in. All right? Maybe you shouldn't have been dating this person in this horrible relationship. I dated someone, it was terrible. Kind of dated. And it was horrible. Like, it ended up being terrible. It was very brief. But once things got terrible, it's like I completely cut myself off from that person. A lot of people which was difficult because I had feelings for her. But you got to do that. You gotta get rid of the bad, toxic shit in your life and the negative. I know I know that everyone hears that, but you got to remove yourself from negative people and negative experiences as much as you can. I'm not saying that life's going to be easy, but if you can, I've seen people close to me in bad relationships, and it sucks, because it's obvious from externally that, hey, it's not working out. Probably should get out of it. It's been years, and you're miserable. And then, but it's difficult, and I get it, because there's a lot of feelings involved. There's a lot of emotions involved. So it's easier said than done, but so is everything else in life. So, yeah, get that in your little brain. You get that in your brain, Trevor. Fuck you. So if you're 40 and your life's a disaster, you gotta own up to it, all right? What could you do? You're probably, and I'm just hypothetically speaking, it's all speculative, you're probably doing some sort of drugs. That takes out a lot of people. We all know people who drink too much, do too many other drugs. It's common for drugs to take people out. We know this, folks. It's obvious. So probably start figuring out how you can regulate your use of drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol. I would recommend. I'm not against drinking, though. That's the thing. It's like I'm also not against drug use. I'm not. I've drank. I've smoked. Done blow, heroin, bath salts. I was the one who ate that dude's face. No, I've drank and smoked weed, and it's not for me. The weed's not for me. I enjoy drinking a good bit, but I had been for a long time thinking. I've talked about this before. I've been thinking for quite a while that my life would probably be a lot better if I stopped. And then I haven't drank now for let's find out. I don't check too often because it's not something I think about. How many days ago was May 5th, 2020? I have not drank in 246 days. So that's cool. And I saw a ton of benefits from that. I'm not going to go into it, but you should probably stop drinking. It's just that it's. I could talk about the compound effect, the book that I'm reading right now. Here's one example, I suppose. It's like you have one more drink a day each day. So you have one more drink, okay? So say you're having what's an average drink? Say you're having two drinks a day. All right, now you're gonna have 3. Okay, and it's gonna sound really like hyper dramatic, but this is just an example I'm doing. So you have one extra drink a day. Okay, so now you're having 3 drinks a day. Okay, so now that little extra drink, let's say it like zaps your energy a touch, so you're a little more lethargic the next day and maybe a little hungover. Oh, Trevor, I got like 6 drinks and I feel fine the next day. Okay, try doing that for the rest of your life, you dummy. We'll see where that takes you. We all know people like that. I can drink like 10. But it's always like young kids. Like I get an 18-year-old. I can drink like 10 drinks and I'm fine the next day. Go to work. It's like, good luck doing that for the next 40 years, you dumb fuck. I'm just kidding. We all have to learn. And so you have one extra drink a day. So you wake up, you're a little hungover, little lethargic. Okay, so now you're a little lethargic. Okay, so you have a little less energy. So now your performance at work goes down a little bit. Let's say you're in sales, and we'll call him Jim. Jim is the one who's going to fuck his life up with one extra drink. You're being dramatic, Trevor. Yes, I am. But It adds up, all right? So your Jim's a little lethargic, okay, from that one extra drink, but he doesn't really, he doesn't really take notice of it because it's hard to become self-aware of all the habits that we get into. It's like habits are things we don't really almost give no conscious thought to. So he has one extra drink. He gets a little lethargic. He's in sales, all right? So now he's got a little less energy, a little less enthusiasm, a little less vitality. So his sales numbers start to drop a little bit, okay? Well, his sales numbers start to drop slightly, and he gets discouraged, making them drop even a little more. So he gets, not only does he get discouraged, but he starts to get a little angry and a little resentful. And so his relationship with his wife and kids starts to distance, and it starts to become a little more worse each and every day. Very small, very incrementally, but add that up over a 10, 15, 20, 30, 40-year marriage. And by the end, that one extra drink led to collapse in his career and his relationship with his wife and kids. See? Now, again, this is coming from a person who's not against drinking, who's not against drug use in general. But I don't really engage in it just because I think the benefits outweigh the what's the word? What's the opposite word of benefit? Why can't I never remember? Benefit, the detriment, opposite, or antonym? I cannot spell antonym. Antonym for benefit. There we go. Detriment, disadvantage, drawback. So yeah, the benefits outweigh, in my opinion, the drawbacks of drinking. There we go. Yeah. So it was just this. It's a great book, and it's so true as far as just little things. It's like going to the gym every day seems like a little thing. Actually, it might seem like a big thing for people starting off, but even just drinking water instead of soda, like that's going to change your life over time. Like I have a friend who for a long time, and I mean, he will drink. I don't know. I think he still does, but I mean, he'll drink like 5, 6 Cokes a day. It's like, and that's so bad for you. It's so much sugar. It's like killing you. And in the, each day, it doesn't seem like a problem. In fact, you get a little energy, and your body and your gut starts craving it because that's what you're feeding it constantly. So your gut biome is like, give me more of that sugary shit. And it doesn't seem like a big deal, but then fast forward, like 7 years now since I've known this person, it's like this person's gained a good bit of weight. Definitely a good bit of weight, and then this person's like, oh, I need to lose weight. Like shit, because it sneaks up on you, which is crazy to think, but it does. It's like 8-10 years will pass like that, and then before you know it, you're fat or you're useless. Like you just gotta stay sharp every day. You have to learn every day. You have to take care of yourself every single day. And it's a lot of fucking work. But if you don't, you're going to be so much worse off in the future than if you were to take care of yourself. It's like if you take care of yourself now and you do a little bit every day, nothing's like, and it's not a big thing. Again, I'm not saying to do anything like hyper dramatic or extravagant or, spontaneous. But you got to just think like, hey, what am I doing? Like observe your habits, look at whatever it is that you're doing. And be like, okay, well, this isn't good. This isn't good. This is good. I could keep this. Okay, get rid of those 2 things and replace them with X, Y, Z. And you just got. It's just so important to develop good habits. It's so important. When I was in college, I had, thank God, sort of the understanding of, okay, my life is going to be a bit more stressful now. It's going to be a bit more. I have a bit more freedom and responsibility, and so I better make the most of that. And so, and like I said, I knew that my life was going to be a bit more stressful. And when I did get stressed out, I knew, fortunately, that I was going to either unconsciously I wasn't thinking like this back then, but I was going to probably unconsciously or consciously react in some sort of way to cope with that stress. And, I've seen a lot of people, at that point, I had seen a lot of people cope with stress from drinking. and like in the moment it seems like nothing, and like I know a million people who, and I understand it, like a million people who at the end of the end of a long day who are stressed out, they go, "My, I just need a drink, just need a drink, just need a drink," and like I've done that too, and so it's like you have that drink and you go, oh, like it's an immediate relaxer. Um, it immediately sort of hinders your anxieties a bit, but it's like you got to think long term. It's like, oh, you're going to be stressed out a lot throughout your life, because life is stressful. So there's going to be a lot of moments where you are stressed out, and so you have to think, okay, what's best for me long term with regards to my reaction towards mitigating stress. And so my conclusion was, when I'm stressed out, I'm going to relieve my stress at the, beginning of a day, end of a day, middle of a day, whenever it is, for me, by going to the gym. I'm going to go exercise. And that has paid off majorly, because it's, for one, it's as far as my opinion, if in my opinion, it's the best stress reliever. And this isn't me being fat and lazy and saying, just go to the gym and you'll feel better. This is me, 5, 6, 7 days a week for the last 7 years straight, going to the gym, being living proof of using exercise as a means to cope with stress and develop, hopefully, character and self growth and all these different things. It's like there's nothing better, and I can't emphasize it enough. Like, if you're stressed, go, and if you are stressed out and you have an exhausting exercise routine that you jump into, that day, that night, like, you will feel better. And not only will you physically feel better because of the endorphin kicks and rush that's going through your body, but you're gonna also be able to think with more clarity, and probably whatever it is you're thinking about. Sorry, I got a fucking thing popping up on my computer. Probably whatever it is that you're thinking about, it's not going to seem as extreme or as intense. Like not like there's nothing that's actually changed. Nothing externally has changed, but internally, there you go. That's the way to articulate it. Like, your external problem is still going to be the same, but your internal attitude towards it is going to be different, and it's going to help you deal with it in a different manner. Does that make sense? Does it? Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to just understand that when I moved out to college, that I was like, hey, I'm going to be more stressed, more freedom, more responsibility. I better figure out ways to cope with it and deal with it, and that's how I got into exercise. And yeah, you got to find healthy ways to deal with what's going on, and then it adds up over time, and then 7 years later, like, I know for a fact that, because it bleeds into everything else, I know for a fact that I'm, like, more confident, I'm more competent, I'm more energetic and enthusiastic and vibrant and more able to deal with adversity and all these other sort of parts of me. I know that those have all been enhanced from, like, weightlifting. I know it. I know, because I've seen my confidence increase, and I'm not overly confident. I am confident, but I've seen it and I've felt my confidence increase. Because when you push yourself, you start to understand. You have a better understanding of yourself, and you realize that you're capable of more than you think, and you accomplish something every day through exercise, and you feel that sense of accomplishment, and you just grow so much from it if you keep showing up and keep doing it. Like I said, I'm 7 years in, and now it's like, it's better, in my opinion, it's better to be addicted to alcohol, better to be addicted to exercise than some other sort of coping mechanism such as alcohol, something like that. So I think that's pretty self-evident to all of us. But yeah, all right, show. That's the folks. That's what I was just gonna say. All right, folks. That's the show. Thanks so much for listening. If you'd like to reach out to the show, I'd love to fucking hear from you. The Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. That's the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail. At gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to gain access, folks, to all sorts of cool, exclusive shit online, if you'd like to support me, and if you feel as if my podcast or my music or my videos or whatever it is that I've done, if any of it has given you any value and you'd like to give something to me in return, signing up on Patreon is for sure the best way to show your support. So sign up on patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. You won't regret it. I'm always going to try my hardest to deliver you guys the best shit I can. Patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. You guys all have a fantastic day. Take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic week. Stay positive, but not like naively positive, all right? Just fucking keep working. All right, move forward, push yourself. You gotta, in order to achieve more, you gotta become more. There you go. We'll leave it on that. We'll leave it on that positive note, folks. All right, keep moving forward. In order to achieve more, you gotta become more. We'll see you Saturday.